you're like, oh, in the work week, I would never smoke weed. It's the work week. That's a blackout period.
Yeah. Though honestly, these
and now you're just like, I'm like, oh, this is what he's like when we're home, because it's just we're fried the whole time and he's barely paying attention.
Honestly, no, I got these. I think maybe we talked about it already, but the ATTAs, the ATTA brand, ATTA. I got gummies and a pen from both from them, and they're not good. The pen stopped working, and then the gummies didn't get. I didn't feel them at all, and they were 25 pieces. 25 milligram pieces.
You didn't feel them at all. This is the problem I have. Is like gummies. It's like a fucking. It's a tough balance for me because it's like. Well, all my experiences are either that did nothing at all, and it was a lot, and it did barely anything at all. It got me about as high as I would have been if I was smoking a couple blunts this afternoon. Or it's, Jesus fucking Christ, well, is this going to keep getting even more intense than it already is? I'm sick to my stomach. I'm freaking the fuck out. Those have been my only experiences with edibles. Either, wow, I did a lot, and I'm very baked, but it kind of like doesn't feel, to me, I don't like it because it doesn't feel like you're high. It feels like you're just baked physically. Like you're just like sick with THC basically. I took 800 milligrams. I took 800 milligrams.
That's
and I felt sick with THC. I felt truly sick.
I would never do that. Why? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, no, maybe I have.
I'm so glad you get something out of it, because I think it's so good for your asthma that you limit how much you smoke.
Right. Yeah. That's one thing.
Have you noticed your air passages have been your lung capacity any better?
Yeah. The only time I'd ever like have like a really tight wheeze or anything like that would be like if I had smoked a few days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, I'll just never do that.
I don't know what's going on with my life, man. I'm pretty like, I'm smoking this honey palm pen that the person at the smoke shop recommended. They smoke that.
No pens for me. It's too easy, You can't have it right there. It is
too easy, but it's just like I don't know what to do. Everything's just a cycling habit. You know what I mean? It's like, I switch from that back over to the fucking. I have a marijuana habit. Okay,
my buddy at the Halloween party I was at was talking about how he quit nicotine by getting a dab pen. Like he's like, I'd rather do that.
I agree. I think it's less harsh on your lungs theoretically, but probably not. It's probably the same amount of microparticles and shit. Yeah. Well, here
they're doing both.
Walrusing. Here's the thing is like, I think I truly think, and I have no evidence to support this, but I think marijuana is good for you. I really do think it is medicine. I think it's good for you. I think it's like a supplement. I think it has so many different benefits. Mentally, physically. I think I've almost made myself believe that it's decarcinogenic. Like it fucking will get rid of cancerous cells in your body. That's not true. I have no evidence to support that. But I truly believe that marijuana, the amount I've smoked in the last 10 years, has kept me even keel and has kept me from being too stressed. And stress ages you. And yes, though people joke that I look like I'm in my 40s, that's just because I have a grown man's face and I'll age really well. That's all that means. Okay, you jerk. But yeah, I don't know.
Right.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh, marijuana, I really do think like will lengthen my life because I smoke it so much. I don't think stoners, I would much rather be a stoner than a nicotine addict, and or like a dope head or like a coke fiend or a coffee addict. I guess I am a bit of a caffeine addict.
Or an alcoholic.
An alcoholic.
That's another one.
Which I don't drink any more than a normal adult my age and location does, really. But
I drank like about 6 or 7, maybe 8 beers worth at the Halloween party I went to. But man,
did that get you crushed?
Well, no, I carried the hangover sort of fatigue just carried over into today as well. So
wait, you went out Friday night, and the hangover was
probably like 3:30.
Okay, Friday night, and then Saturday you were hungover.
Yeah, and I had to go do stuff too.
Oh, that's the worst.
Didn't get like any sleep, so coming into today,
Bro,
now you can see where my plans set in.
One of these days in Christmas, we need to get blasted, not high, blasted, like actually fucked up.
Where going out or like staying?
Yeah, go to a bar, like at a cool place, and just like fucking.
We'll get John to chaperone,
dude.
He cannot. He'll sober drive. Yeah.
By the way, I'm totally bringing my PS5 to your house. That's just
I thought it was already written in stone.
I'm gonna try and figure that out. Matter of fact, let me look it up. PS5 travel case. I bet you it exists. Here we go. One right here. Perfect. Damn, they make a fucking hard shell case for it. That's nuts.
What you need.
Bro, should I get? That's actually crazy. They make a hard shell case for it. Is it like shaped just like a PS? It is. Games for games.
Lugia's pussy.
It's customized insert perfectly fits your console. Oh! All right, I'm gonna save this for later.
Purchase that.
Yeah. Because
what games will you be bringing with you? List them for me.
Oh well. Okay. Well, let's get into it then. I mean, I won't have any physical games I'll need to bring. Basically, I mean, there's a couple like Red Dead is a disc. What else?
Yeah, I just mean installed on the PlayStation.
But, you're gonna have. Oh, geez, let's just see. Ghost of Tsushima. Righty Republic. Right?
Pubbertons.
Resident Evil 4. Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna buy Modern Warfare 3, so I'll have Modern Warfare 3. Alan Wake 2. Final Fantasy 16. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. This is just what happens when you're friends with a streamer, you know, at this point. I could even bring my Switch, have Tears of the Kingdom, you know, all kinds of shit. So we got a lot of shit.
Switch. You can say you don't have to bring yours, but bring your games, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Might as well just bring mine because then it all goes in the same bag, anyways. But yeah, man, we'll chop the games because is that big TV still down there?
Yeah. We should. We need to get a better one though. It's like one of those. It's one of those smart TVs, you know. So it's like
I got to get a fucking job, and I got to buy these fucking tickets for my flights.
You better. Yeah. I had to drop like fucking $350 at the shop the other day. Had to get a new car battery.
Damn, that sucks, bro. I got
oil change.
I owe Con Ed about $350 right now for power. For power.
You got to get that to them.
I need to get a job and start making this money. But I want to. But yeah, those are. Let's see, RE4. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, Red Dead Redemption 2, of course. Many others. Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3.
Fortnite. I think you're over a baker's dozen at this point.
Yeah, Fortnite. Oh, God of War Raggy, God of War 1.
Raggletons, yes.
Yeah, Raggy.
I gotta say, a full game. We
got a full game completion save on God of War Raggy, Spider-Man 2, Ghost of Tsushima. I've beaten all 3 of those.
My goodness.
What else? Modern Warfare 2. Oh, you have all these, but yeah. So it'll be quite good.
So
wait, Tony, shut the fuck up real quick. Hold on 1 second.
It's my bad.
Dude, I'm really sorry. I forgot something.
What did you forget?
I forgot to do the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlethems, it is October 29th, 2023, and welcome to another episode of Wokenboke. And I believe this makes 4 years. I believe October, wasn't that the month we started? So yeah. We have completed 4 years of doing this podcast. We are entering year number 5. Isn't that crazy?
That's nuts.
Isn't that crazy? If this podcast was a educational program, an undergraduate program, we'd be graduating right now.
Be in our super senior year.
If y'all don't know, if you guys are newer listeners, which I doubt there's that many, but if you guys don't know, this podcast has been going on before I even was on TikTok, before I even had TikTok downloaded. This podcast was started when I got a job with a higher salary and decided to buy this mic and set up this whole thing. And I started getting into Bernie Sanders and shit.
Damn.
2019, October. Feels like it was yesterday. 4 years ago, feels like it was yesterday. I mean, mate, like, the 2020s have gone by like fast. You know what I mean? It's too weird, mate. Oh, episode 195. This marks, to be quite exact, and I am one of your hosts, Connor Boyd. You may know me as Moschino Dorito on the internet, specifically TikTok, as well as Instagram, Twitter, other things of that nature. I am joined, as always, by my best friend from the great city of St. Louis, Missouri, Tony Harrop! Is that motherfucker right there. My boy.
Oi.
That almost gave me a neck cramp. Soon to return to the show, I think, in the next maybe couple weeks. Max Sansa is typically here. That sexy motherfucker's out there being a rock star, doing a bunch of shit. He just played a show with Sawed-Off. And it's just I miss the boy. I really do. If you're listening to this, my sweet boy, I really miss you. And I look forward to seeing him hopefully, definitely in the Christmas time. And so that's typically the three hosts of this show, and every week we get together to catch up on everything. We're big gamers. We like music, we like psychedelic drugs, fast food, anime sometimes, movies, music, manga, probably already said music, whatever. We talk about current events sometimes, lots of that going on. You can subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Spotify if you're not already doing so. And you can also join our Discord, which is popping now. Really genuine, organic community there. People are on there 24/7. There will never be a moment where there is not at least one or two people that'll probably reply to everything you say. And we hang out there all the time, stream all the time, and fucking just we do a lot of shit there. I think someone's actually streaming, shout out Rafi, streaming a Yojimbo, a screening of Yojimbo in a Discord voice channel right now as we speak. So that's really cool. We're also on Twitter at wokenbokepod and Instagram at wokenbokepodcast to get updates on the podcast every week. And reach out to our Gmail, also wokenbokepodcast@gmail.com, with your questions, comments, and suggestions, and we will read them on the show aloud in front of you. Links to all these are listed in the show these clips on, Tony, you look about as baked as a potato right now. It reminds me, you got to start posting on the Twitter and Instagram when new episodes are out. I see it on the Instagram. I don't see the Twitter though.
No, I'd be doing both.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm just a fucking
You're
idiot.
tripping.
I'm tripping for real. Well, I'm glad you're doing that.
I missed.
Tony also
I think
edits
I
the
posted
episodes.
in the last ones. I put in the post. Forgot to post for the last one. Go peep both episodes. I think that was this past week or maybe the week before. But
all good as long as we're mostly consistent with it.
Yeah,
dude. And Tony edits these episodes. It's really cool. Speaking of like 4 years and longevity, it was like first, most of the first 3 years. When did you start editing? Earlier this year. And it was just cool to be able to basically show Tony how I edit the show and all this stuff, and he just picked it up and started doing it. So,
and it's like now
skill sharing.
Though we kind of got ahead. So I mean, basically, currently I'm working on like a freelance project outside of this. But if it weren't for that, I would have more time to really edit up the episodes and put a lot of stuff in them. But I just don't know, if that would drive people to watch the videos, I'm not sure. I mean, I've added a bunch of stuff sometimes.
Oh, the vertical videos? Dude, there's so many funny moments we could clip.
Well, the vertical videos, yeah. So the shorts. So, no, I want to start doing those, but I for real have been busy with this this freelance project.
Are you talking about like highlights, like clips of the show reposted on our YouTube? That,
but also with the just more stuff edited into the video.
Edited into. No. I got you. That I'm less worried about. It's more what we could really use is clips of our shit being made and posted online. There's that kid who I sent you the video of his stream. On his stream, a kid got fucking flattened.
Yeah. And with wait, what was that? Hold on.
So that was this kid. Fucking Jack Howardy, typical just like white suburban kid name. Also really weird, this kid has an OnlyFans, but he's like 19 and looks like a baby boy, like looks prepubescent. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And who is he?
He's just some fucking streamer. I don't know. Corinna Kopf. Do you know her? No. She was in the encounter. She was there. Jack Doherty. My security just knocked out a guy live on my kick. I'll send this. If you want to watch this right now, I can send this on Instagram.
Is it the one you showed me?
Oh wait, yes. Okay, so I already showed you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
Pretty tight.
Pretty tight. Yeah, I mean, it's like for those you don't know, look it up. Jack Doherty knocked out a guy live on my kick. He fucking like there was a Halloween party. Apparently, what they do, and this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. What they do is they just go walking around in public on stream. They go to like parties or events or whatever with cameramen and security, and then they talk shit to people and start up fights and troll people, and then have their security fight people if they act up or threaten them or whatever.
So was the guy
but that's an example where it was like the guy was just like, keep walking, then leave. All of you should leave. And the guy's like, no, I think I'll punch you in the fucking head like I'm Omni-Man. Like it was crazy. That guy will probably get a lawsuit too. And apparently the guy he punched is a lawyer. But I can't remember why I brought that up, but yeah, anyways.
Crazy,
what were we talking about
he
before?
Probably has a concussion. That guy.
He's lucky his head didn't split open on the concrete like a dropped pumpkin. I mean, like, seriously. That guy could have gotten a manslaughter charge on the accidental. It's crazy. But anyways, I wanted to get things cracking here because I wanted to talk about these fucking video games.
Please.
That I've been playing. And first and foremost, we have Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Skull
have you been seeing any footage of this game?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah,
all over,
dude. Absolutely,
it's being used
ridiculous.
in memes and like, yeah, it's like very, like I see it in my Instagram feed on YouTube. I don't know, the algorithms are pointing it towards me. They're like, the algorithms are pointing it towards me.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like,
I have to
we
say,
know you like Skull Guy 1.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you're gonna like Skull Guy 2.
Spoiler alert: Skull Guy didn't make it to the sequel.
Are you? Is there ways to mod?
Okay, so we're gonna jailbreak my PS5 and basically start modding Sony's Spider-Man 2. No, I mean, yeah, it's crazy. There's not a Skull Guy, bro. There's 65 suits in the game, and most of them come with 4 different variations of styles per suit. It's pretty wild. The game includes like 60 suits, different
times
suits.
4,
like 30 for Miles, like 30 for I think there's like 100 or 200 different suits technically if you include the styles.
Wow.
It's fucking crazy, dude. It includes Brooklyn and Queens now. So not all of it, but it includes parts of Queens and parts of Brooklyn. So there's rivers now you can cross.
Right.
And like you can actually go in the water, and if you're web swinging, you'll like skid on the water.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Oh, I seen it.
Yeah, if you stop web swinging and you land in the water, it'll make you skid forward, and you can just jump off and keep going.
So it's like the whole island, same size, and then.
Yeah, and man, it's just graphically, it just looks so much better. They were also comparing them, and like, dude, PS5 is such an impressive console. It's like, dude, like, I watched the whole video actually. I didn't watch the whole thing because it was long, but it was basically the creative director of Spider-Man 2 answering questions off Twitter, and one of them was like, "What's the benefit of like making this on the PS5?" And he was like, oh, like you can web sling way faster in this game because you can just like render way more visually like out. So you can go through the city really fast and it can keep up the rendering. And like when you switch from like Peter to Miles, they could be across the city like GTA, but it'll just go whoop, whoop, and you're another Spider-Man, somewhere. It's like faster than GTA 4.
Is that Spider-Man still like swinging around while you're not him?
You run into him sometimes when you like. They've added this thing now where since it's more of like a companion game, in a way, like it's there will be some missions for Miles, some missions for Peter, and then some missions where you switch back and forth or they both appear. And now how like when you're web swinging and it's like the red triangle comes out and you're like, oh, I have to answer to crime or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes the other Spider-Man will be there when you fight that random crime encounter, or another superhero will be there. They have the Wraith in this game. I don't know if you know. It's just called Wraith. It's just this girl called Wraith. I don't know. Whatever.
Might be a new villain. I don't know.
Might be. Well, it's like a ally kind of thing. But dude, there is a scene where there is an incredible scene that like rivals literally any of the Marvel movies or like any of the Spider-Man movies. I won't give it away, but basically it's a scene where Venom like breaks out. Like Venom turns into Venom for the first time. We see Venom for the first time. And you are in control of Venom. It is unreal, dude. It is literally the most fun mission out of like any superhero game. It is so fucking crazy, dude. How fun they've made the game.
We'll have to sit in my basement and let me play that.
Yes. And I'll have to try a 100-gram Eddie.
What?
I'll have to try a 100-gram Eddie.
That's the price to pay.
Milligram Eddie.
I don't know if I could. I'd probably have to play on not hard mode.
I mean, I just play on regular difficulty.
Right.
So
just kind of zip through it because I don't want to take up too much time. We got a lot to squeeze in.
Dude,
we got a decent. What days are you going to be back?
Dude, I don't know. I got to buy my flights. We got to figure all this out. It's fucked. I got all these things I got to pay money for, and I'm like almost out of money. Like I'm running out of money. Like, I got to get a job soon. Like I have enough money through the end of the year for sure, but like nothing's coming in. I got some unemployment, which is nice. I'll admit that is nice. I'll admit that's a little nice. It's a little nice.
But are you looking to come back for a whole week or like?
Yeah. I don't have a job. I can come back for as long as I want.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to think what. I mean,
we'll figure this out. We can figure this out off air. We don't have to figure this out on the show.
No, I know, but I'm just already there. Yeah. Hopefully, I can just ask off that whole week. I think at worst, like the week between Christmas and New Year's. Are you trying to go back earlier than that?
We'll just optimize it. We'll just figure out whatever we can do, the best we can do, and we'll do it.
I don't know about that plan.
Yeah. Bad idea, right?
That sounds ill-prepared.
It sounds bad. Poor mindset going into this venture. But anyways, so Spider-Man 2, I was just telling a lot of people, like, it's up there with Resident Evil 4 and Ragnarok for me. And there's this type of playthrough that I've experienced with only those 3 games.
Which one? Raggletons and Skull Guy?
No. Raggletons, Resident Evil 4, and Skull Guy 2. And
okay.
We knew Skull Guy 2 would be huge. Skull Guy 2 was huge.
Yeah, I knew that going in.
The trending topic is people love Skull Guy. People love Skull Guy.
Yeah.
The board meeting. People love. That's where we always go when we're on asses. We're just like, we always. I do. I always go to like the funniest possible situation I can think of to riff and do bits on is like a boardroom meeting where they're pitching acid.
Right. That or like the company's name,
Yeah.
Like, Scroat Limited Partners.
Scroat Limited Partners. Yeah, Gripple Stevens Limited Partners. Limited Partners. Yeah, it's just the funniest shit to just be like, all right, we've got an idea here. We're going to basically vent watching Encanto with beagles. Like something like that. Anyways. I forgot what I was even saying once again. Oh, I'm calling, like, there's a specific type of playthrough for video games that those 3. Well, yeah, it was like Skull Guy, selling Skull Guy to the masses. Like we love Skull Guy, but those 3, Ragnarok, Resident Evil, Skull Guy 2. Fucking, it's a specific type of uniquely adult gaming experience. It's a PS5 that I've purchased with my own money, comfortably with my own money. Like, for my adult apartment, for it to sit in my adult flat screen that's adult mounted in my adult, like, I'm an adult. I have a nice entertainment setup. It's there. And then when these games come out, like, I have a job and I don't have fucking homework or a future. So I don't really have to care about anything else in life except video games. So when I sit down, I just enjoy it for what it is. I don't think, oh, I'm wasting so much time, or, oh God, I have homework to, or, oh, mom's going to kill me, or like it's just your adult life. You get to choose how you want to spend when you really get to adulthood, you don't have shit to do. You don't really have shit to do. You don't have to do anything. That's the beauty of adulthood to me. So you really don't have to do anything. When I graduated college, I felt an immense sense of calm and peace because I was done with the institutional part of life, the first 23 years of life. And that's the type of privilege you have as an adult, is you can waste your life as you please after that, And just to be able to fully lock into a game, tell my girlfriend, hey, this new game's out. I'm going to be playing the hell out of it because it's really fun. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to be playing on the couch. You're not going to have access to the TV as much because I will be here. And her being like, okay. And then just, man, when I say just throating these games, like just swallowing them like fucking the fucking Nathan's hot dog eating contest, like just devouring the game, just spreading myself out and letting the game just devour me, like just annihilate me, just let me experience it fully and just dive into it. Just dive into the game and play it nonstop until I'm done. Because it's so good that I can play it nonstop until it literally tells me we're done. We're done. And it at both times is something that is like the ecstasy of adulthood and the freedom of adulthood, where it's like I am able to, I could stay in the house for the next 3 days and not go out or do anything. I have the free time and no one will bother me, and I will just be able to play this game, and then I can go get up, I can smoke my weed pen or go to a bar or go have sex or something. You know, like you have all these, you're an adult. It's amazing. You get to enjoy video games while also being an adult. But then the combination of that plus the uniquely, like, it's diminished. It's not the same as it was when you were a child. It never will be, because you just, that's the beauty of impermanence of life. But the awe you experience at these games makes you feel like a kid and an adult at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is, I am really able to experience a next generation gaming experience at its most sophisticated and sort of like interrupted and unblemished. Experience it for exactly what it is. Big TV, PS5, current gen, third party, or a first party flagpole exclusive title for Sony. You know, this is going to be a quality video game, and it was. Every part about it was quality. The story, the acting, the graphics, the gameplay, everything about it was fantastic. And I didn't complain for a second, really. Like, it was great the whole fucking time. There was really nothing bullshit about it. You know, it was just perfect. I think it's an all-timer game for the PS5, to be sure.
Wow.
But yeah,
you said all-time. Wait, all-timer
for the PS5. For the PS5,
yeah,
it's an all-timer title for sure.
Yeah. So
unless they make Spider-Man 3 and it's better and it's also on the PS5, but
which hopefully, yeah,
they will be doing that. I'm sure that'll come out in the next 5 years.
Can we do spoilers and you tell me which villains are in it?
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely can.
Okay,
this is Spider-Man 2 spoilers. I'm sorry if you haven't beaten Spider-Man 2. You weren't really real to begin with. If you haven't done it already, no, I'm just kidding.
Waiting to get it from your mom for Christmas.
Yeah, like, so I'm sorry. I guess we are spoiling this, but you know, come back to this episode when you're done, or skip ahead probably 2 minutes, maybe.
Not even. Just listen to
not even.
Just bang, bang, bang.
So it starts with Kraven. Can I spoil the game? Do you want the game spoiled?
No, just a list of who.
Okay, just the villains. All right. The only heroes in the game are Kraven, Dr. Connors, the Lizard comes back
as the Lizard.
Yeah. Kraven turns him into the Lizard.
Well, you don't gotta tell me that.
Yeah.
Don't spoil the storyline. Just tell me.
Okay. And then Mr. Negative, Venom, and then you don't actually see him in symbiote form, but you find out that Carnage also exists in this universe. You meet Carnage. I mean, you're literally telling me to give you details about.
No, I'm saying don't tell me any of the details. Just name the characters.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's like it's hard. It's like I'm walking a thin line. It's like all right. Tell me the right spoiler details.
No,
please.
I'm saying just name the characters. Don't be like, with his venom. You meet him, and then you get just the venom part.
Okay, Venom, Carnage, Black Cat, Mr. Negative, Dr. Connors,
and Craven.
Craven.
Sandman.
Sandman, to be sure. That's about it. That's about it. I think the Scorpion maybe briefly. That's about it. Anyhow.
It's a good amount.
Yeah.
Morbius?
Yeah. I'm sorry? No. Dr. Morbius does not rear his vampiric head in this entry of the Spider-Man franchise. So anyways, go cop that. I'm sure you already have. We got Modern Warfare 3 coming out next Friday. Not this Friday, but next.
That's where I
so many games to pay for. I bought Alan Wake 2. I don't know if I'm regretting or not.
Oh, wow.
It was expensive. I also bought the Modern Warfare 2 Halloween Battle Pass. I shouldn't have fucking done that. But
yeah, are you gonna play?
Because you could get Spawn, but it's like I'm not gonna unlock that. I did play a little bit on stream. Alan Wake 2 is cool. I'm kind of like on it right now. It's dope, but it's also like, dude, I'm like 9 hours into it, and all I have is a pistol and shotgun, and like a couple upgrade, like 1 or 2 upgrades. And like the story hasn't really progressed yet. It's starting to progress, but it's like 9 hours in. It's only starting to progress. And the combat is literally just shining a flashlight on bad guys and dodging them, and then shooting them with a revolver, like multiple times. You have to shine them with the flashlight to hit, which causes a exposed, vulnerable core to appear. And then you shoot that; it does a lot of damage, and then you shoot them in the head. But the thing is like, it doesn't seem like the damage the core does is that significant that you couldn't just shoot them in the head without using the flashlight. And then when you use the flashlight, half the time, it doesn't even do the exposed core thing. It just kind of stuns the enemy and they stagger for a second. And then you shoot them in the head 5-6 times. And it's like horror survival. So like a 5-6 times in the head shot is a lot. You know, like in Resident Evil,
yeah,
like you shoot someone in the head once and they stagger back, and you shoot them in the head twice, and then maybe their head pops off, and then maybe a demon crawls out of their head, and then you got to shoot that demon. But it's like usually 3 or 4 times you're good. You're more than good per individual zombie. In this, it's like way more. And so it's just like, and then a lot of it's like literally just holding X over things and picking up things, or like things happen, and then you get clues. So you go into this whole Mind Palace menu where you're literally standing in a room as your player character. You go up to an evidence board, you put the clues on the board where they need to go. And it's like, that's 80% of the game is just you having conversations with someone and it goes, this. And then you go into the plot board that's what it is. You switch off between Alan Wake and Saga Anderson, the FBI agent. And the FBI agent has a evidence board, Alan Wake has a plot board, and it's like she's just like putting photographs on a board. Like you talk to someone, they give you a little piece of information, you're like, oh, that little piece of information, okay. And you have to like, but you do that constantly. It's just constant. It's like you can't walk fucking 10 feet without like, oh, new piece of information, gotta put that on the board. And it's like, and then there's multiple boards because there's multiple cases, and it's like all UI. It's like actually a board, and then you go over to a filing cabinet, and there's like files, like different case files, and it's just like this is all you're doing, and it's like you rarely have like actual shooting gameplay instances, but there's a whole upgrade tree based on collectibles. You invest them in these upgrades.
Are you saying like when you're playing throughout the story, you then transition to a place where you're looking through files? Like what? It's
like a pause menu. It's actually really cool it's really immersive and cool from a UI perspective, where instead of like going over your data, like your data tab in like a game, like you press start and you go like right R1 over to data. This is like you press start and your character transports from whatever room they're in to a fully rendered like cabin that they're standing in. And in parts of the room, there's like different basically parts of the menu. and you can access them just by looking at them and pressing a button, and then it gives you a menu, and then there's shoulder buttons you can go through. You know how games are designed nowadays, and that's it. So it's more like fleshed out. It's like instead, like it's kind of like how in Metal Gear Solid you have to call somebody to save. It's like something that could just be a menu. They make kind of more of an immersive mind palace, and diegetically, like in game, the idea is that she's in her head doing this, and in fact, when you pause to go do these plot things and to go upgrade your weapons and all these things, it's persistent. So like if enemies are nearby and you pause to go do that, the game doesn't pause. So like there's still shit going on in the background. It's kind of crazy.
So you can get attacked while you're looking through the file cabinet,
which is kind of cool. It's very like Last of Us. And the game is designed very much like Last of Us and Resident Evil, where it's just like these like pale little white dots where like if you get close to them, like a faint little X will appear, and then it's just like hold X here. It's just
for like
really really sophisticated and artsy, sort of like out of the way, well designed button prompts.
Right.
It's very prestige. Hold X to see what the mystery holds. Yeah. Hold X. I would like to gently suggest that X get held next. Yeah, take a look at the circle. It's just like you walk by something and it's like you just see a dot the size of a pixel floating. And you're like, oh, and then like you just get close to it and then it's just like a circle. And you're like, okay. And it's like, bro, this game, the thing that's gotten me fucking tight about this game is that I just can't tell where the fuck, I'm too dumb. Like, I can't tell where the fuck to go. And it'll literally be because there'll be like a faint, pale white dot floating in the middle of the world where you're supposed to get within 3 feet of to press a button. But I can't see it because dude, there was a part where you walk into an apartment and you watch a film about yourself. Right. And it's like, the game's very like trippy and surreal. It's like Twin Peaks. It's like very like, it's mysterious. You don't know what's going on. It's like psychologically like mind fuck. Yeah. And you like walk into your own apartment and your wife's been like making a documentary about like your disappearance and how like a evil doppelganger of yours has come back to fuck with her. Right. And you watch like a videotape plugged in, like a camcorder plugged into a projector. You watch a videotape of yourself or of a documentary about yourself or about this thing that your wife made. And like after that, you're just like standing there. And it's just like, okay. And then like you like walk into like another room. You're like, okay, no, I don't need to circle back here. Okay, let me go there. Okay, I don't really need to go there. Okay, I guess I'll just go. I'll leave the apartment. I need to leave now because I did what. Okay, that entrance is blocked now. Okay. Oh, I have to hold down X a foot in front of the screen because there was a pale white dot in front of a screen where the shot on the screen like had a bunch of giant white text, so I couldn't see it. So it's just like something like that happening. Where it's too subtle what the fuck is going on or what. It's also so surreal you could never guess like, oh, I have to like interact with a fucking like puddle on the ground here. That's how I do this. Like if you miss like literally how to get to other worlds to switch between Alan and Saga, you have to look down into a puddle and hold X. Like I'm not joking. Like so there's just there was just so many moments. That one didn't confuse me because I knew where to look, but there were so many moments where it was just like, dude, like I don't know where to go, and it's like so tedious to have like a 6-minute dead silent just. You're just walking around trying to figure out where the fuck to go next. And having that happen every 3 or 4 minutes, dude, especially when you're streaming it, you're just like, oh my God, do I need a step-by-step guide? Like, Jesus, dude. And it's not like the thing that bothers me about this is like I like it when I can infer what to do next because of what the game has already shown me, like mechanics or techniques or whatever. I can figure out a puzzle because they've already shown me whatever. Or it makes like common sense. Like, oh, we got to get to the train station. And you're like, oh, let me like look where a subway station. Oh, it looks like there's a subway station there. You know, like you don't even have to like look at your map. Like you can just find where you're supposed to go. I like that. And this game's full of some of that. But it also is full of shit where it's just like, oh yeah, you had to shine your light at just the right. It's full of dumb shit where it's just like, bro, I don't know where the fuck to go. Your story is at a fucking I love slow cinema, I love film. Like things don't have to. I like Tarkovsky movies. Like, things do not have to move at a fast pace at all. But 9 hours is different than 3 hours. You know what I mean? If your story's not pushing itself within the first if the first act of your story is 9 hours, things have to fucking happen, man. Like holy shit. Yeah, and then it's just like really cool combat gameplay, but it's super scarce and it's just I don't know. But this game has gotten reviewed at like 9 out of 10s across the board, 10 out of 10s, some 10 out of 10s out there. It's crazy.
So you got to finish it.
Yeah, I gotta finish it, but it's just like I feel like I kind of wasted my money on it. Now I gotta buy Modern Warfare 3. You know, I gotta pay a Con Ed bill. I fucking, gotta pay for tickets home. All kinds of stuff. So
keep up on that schedule of just gaming all day into the spring, because that's when, ideally I'd want to come visit, for a long weekend or something.
Yeah, I don't know if I can financially do that.
Schedule that around.
I'll lose my next job by that time.
Maybe try not to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to keep it.
Keep it how you're going right now. Cause
yeah, I mean, I will definitely love to have a job and keep my apartment and my life here. Yeah. So I feel you on that.
Tight.
Dude, there's so much to talk about this week. Like, and even just from my side, I'm sorry. I know I'm yapping like a demon right now, but there's so much to discuss. Shall I discuss another subject?
Like, we discussed a lot of them.
I went to
Killers of the Flower Moon. Was it good?
Killers of the Flower Moon was good. I just wanted to say that I did go to a fun costume Halloween cover band show, which was like a bunch of just people covering famous bands. Like there was like B-52s and Gorillaz and the Beatles and the Ramones. Like it was very fun.
Me too, except it wasn't a concert and it was just at someone's house.
Well, that's fun. That's very fun. Halloween parties fucking rule, man. They're fun. They're literally the most fun parties.
I was going crazy too. I was like running it in all the games in beer pong and stack cup and flip cup. I was just on it the whole night. I was just killing it.
That's so awesome, dude.
I won it.
That's the one difference between our education is like I never got into like beer, like drinking games. I was never like a frat adjacent person. Not really a partier, dude. I'm just kidding. I party a little bit.
Not really a partier.
I don't really party, dude. Yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon was really great. It was really sad. And someone made a really good point where it's like, I mean, the first thing that I kind of noticed is that like Scorsese's films, they're like if you like The Irishman, like his films are way more concerned with the sort of fallout, the punishment of the character now, than sort of like the excitement of that character's kind of golden days of their sins, Mm-hmm. This one, it's way more like it's way more just focused on that long, terrible kind of road that the character is taking. And how it's all kind of because of him and the people around him's ignorance. And it's like it was a really good like depiction of white supremacy, because to me I feel like white people don't even know that white supremacy exists, or at least some of them don't even agree or can't see that it exists. And white supremacy, I think for some white people sounds like I'm saying white supremacy like white people are some sort of official like galactic empire that run the world, and like it's that formalized. Like obviously not, but like through history there has been a socially constructed rule or tendency amongst human beings that is clearly observable, that people of a lighter complexion are treated better in this world, period. That's all that means. And they also assume a superiority, or assume or expect and entitled to deference and kind of like privilege and being centered in everything too. Like, like we grow up and we just assume it's normal for every movie to just star a white man. Like, yeah, of course, that's normal. And it's why a lot of us in our adolescence, like a lot of people get like anti-woke, because they're just like, this is the world you raised me in, so why are we acting like this is weird? Like why do we have a problem with white men in movies when this is how it always has been? Like I think white people really sometimes like struggle with taking their person. It's like, it's not about you. It's just a programming element of the matrix that you exist in. And I think that was portrayed really well in this, in the sense that the characters kind of just like automatically commit the evils they make, like commit the evils they do. Like they just kind of like, it's like so natural for them to be evil and duplicitous and selfish and it's like, and of course, even though they're so close with the Osage people, like Robert De Niro, like his character, William Hale, has known the all the like Leo DiCaprio's wife in that movie grew up knowing him. Like he speaks the Osage language. Like they trust the hell out of him. He's literally the one organizing the murders of all these people so that they can murder off specific people in the family, so that the head rights of the oil, the land that the oil sits on, or the oil that the land sits on, they get the rights to that. So he's just murdering them, but just acting like that's totally what they got to do, because
but he hides it from the authority.
It's time for us to get that money, that we need that money, or blah, blah, blah. It's just like, it's crazy how they don't even think twice. And then as things start to fall apart for them, as the violence gets more obvious and insane, the United States government actually does get involved and starts investigating, because like it's like the Tulsa Race Massacre, which happened around that same time in that same state. This takes place in Oklahoma. It's like actual white terrorism. And it's like this, it depicts this racism that it still exists now. It's white supremacy still exists now, but it's this type of racism that's so blunt and ancient and just kind of like almost practical. Like they almost see it as like, well, of course the whites are, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course the whites stick together. Good. Racism. Like, it's just, it's like, that's how like there's a scene where Ernest Burkhart, played by Leo DiCaprio, is just like, it's like 4th of July or something, and like the Klan is like marching, and they walk by and they like say, they like wave hello to like the Grand Wizard. He's like, oh hey, good to see you, like, but that's just like in a passing scene, because it's like they're the white people are starting to move to this Osage land to try and get a little bit of that oil money. Mm-hmm. So it's just colonialism and all that stuff, and it's also just like a direct parallel with the Israel situation. It's really crazy. That's the crazy shit about it. The timing of this movie could not be more on point. But yeah, I have to say it was a stellar movie. It is just a miserable, sad tale, though. I mean, it really is. Like, it is just an awful, sad tale, and it also forces you to sit with a protagonist that is totally deserving of their demise, yet totally human, but dumb. Despite having a conscience, is dumb and cowardly, and ultimately does not respect. Ultimately does not change. Ultimately does not actually change for the better. And
that's his undoing.
Yeah. So, like, that's like one thing. And then the other piece of media that I've been enjoying this week was I played a lot of Metal Gear Solid 1 on stream. And that's going to be the next game that I continue playing after Alan Wake 2. I'm going to play that probably Monday and Tuesday after I look for some jobs. And then I'm going to switch over to Metal Gear Solid 1 and probably just play through those games. Because 1, 2, and 3, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, just a really basic port of the Metal Gear Solid games to the PS5.
Pretty you'll solid. Bring those?
Those are downloaded on the console, yes. Yes,
Gang.
Of course. I mean, I have a bunch of games, too, like, that I don't even have downloaded. Like, I have a bunch of games in my library that I don't even have downloaded. I have all the BioShocks. I have all the Hitmen. I have Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed Revelations. I've got like Jak and Daxter 1, 2, and 3. I got like fucking Just Cause 5. I've got a bunch of games, dude. A bunch.
That's every game.
It's every game. But yeah.
Huh. Well, I'm looking forward to that. Being in my basement.
Oh, it's gonna hit exquisitely.
And over at my buddy's place too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and grandma's. It's gonna be going around town.
For sure.
Yeah. So get a good travel case for it.
Yeah, bro. At the very least, I mean, I'll just like put it in a backpack and bring that shit.
Yeah, just wrap it in a blanket.
Stick it under my gooch fold, We have some emails, but you know what? I'll save that for the.
So I actually read that one already, but I marked it as unread. But it's about like the creator and Killers of the Flower Moon. So we can probably wait off on it, and maybe by then we'll have seen the ones that we haven't, because I haven't seen Killers and you haven't seen Creator. So
it's very true. That's very true. All right. Well,
also because we're hitting an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
You're also fried. In an hour. You think the dude never smoked weed in his life?
Yeah, it's just how she.
What are you about to do after this with this high? What are you going to go do with that?
I'm probably going to watch. So I actually got to finish a few chores, right? But
easy.
He's light work, and then I'm going to watch JJK 3 eps in a row.
Let's
lead
go.
At.
Let's go. That'll be fine.
Yeah. So, looking forward to that.
It's so weird how anime feels like work to watch, but it's also so fire. I don't know what it is.
I like the weekly kind of.
Yeah, I do too. But then I'm like, I never feel like sitting down and actually watching it. I like save it. I don't know what it is, man.
I watch it when it comes out on Thursdays. It's like 20 minutes.
I'm not as compelled as you and Buck,
I mean, it's only for a few shows like JJK.
You were my favorite shows. I'm not like I don't know if I'll ever be as into an anime as I was into just like Succession, you know. I guess that's prestige TV writing. It's hard to beat that, but I don't know.
You just got to try a bunch of different ones, you know, and find the right vibe.
Well, this has been an episode of
Boku no Hero.
Boku no Hero.
What happened to you?
You changed, man. The million changed you, bro.
I don't like what I see.
Everything I see, I like. All right, let me end this goddamn show. Everybody, we love you so much. Everyone spam comments. We love you, Max. We miss you, Max. W Max. We'll read your emails probably next episode. And please keep sending them. You know. Welcome book forever, motherfuckers. Peace the fuck out. Peace.